100%.
Good morning, good day, good morning, good morning. Welcome on board to Good Morning Uganda Friday edition. How are you doing? Let me hope you're doing fantastic, because here with the team Good Morning Uganda, we are always geared up for the weekend. And on a Friday like this particular one, as we tone down a little bit, we always inspire your mornings with entertainment. We always inspire your mornings with social conversations and, of course, bringing you up to speed with everything that has been happening throughout the week. And on a Friday like this particular one, more so the fact that this very week or this very Friday is the last Friday of the month of September. What does that mean? This means that by the time we return next week on Friday, we shall officially have entered the month of October. Now, I don't know if at all you are out there watching us this morning, if you have your goals already achieved, because at the start of every year, we all have these goals. We always have to, we always jot down certain things, and we say that by the end of the year, by the 31st of a given year, of a year that we always call our own, we have to achieve something. But if at all you haven't achieved, the most important achievement there is having life and good health. At the start of everything, you cannot succeed or make anything without the two. So you need to have good health and good life. But that said, I'm Joram Paul Sonko, and on a Friday like this one, you can definitely call me JP Live. I am in here in Studio A, and I'm not alone this Friday. I am with Chirabo Robert Nyonyi Ntono, and on a Friday it's Uncle Bob. Today we do not have our sister Olive Monica Najuma, who is away. She likes using the word under the weather, and we hope that by Monday she will be fine, up and running, to inspire your mornings and, of course, kickstart off your mornings with information, news, as we definitely do, as we normally do here on Good Morning Uganda. But that said, we've had a long week of events, and many of the stories that have been rocking the different newsrooms. Not only the newsrooms, but of course, when it comes to social media conversations, many of those stories, and when you look at the toppers of all, has been the situation in KCCA, because it saw the president dismiss the deputy director of KCCA, the deputy executive director, and the executive director herself. And of course, yesterday, we now got news of the new acting executive director and the deputy director. But before we even get into that conversation, let me first of all check on Chirabo Robert Nyonyi Ntono to see how he is doing and how prepared he is for the Friday. Good morning, Uncle Bob.
Good morning to you, young lad. How are you doing?
I am doing okay. It's Friday, and we all know what Friday looks like in Uganda. It's always a time for us to get some free time, head into the weekend, do some fun activities, but pretty much refresh and wait for the for another week.
Well, for me, usually Friday is catching up with friends, but also the weekends is spending some quality time with the family. More so in this time where, if you're a parent, if your children need you more in this era, for you to learn, understand them, and build that relationship so that you're able to guard them against the storms of this world in this generation. So, but sometimes the weekend also is not a weekend, because you don't get time to rest, because you're making ends meet here and there. However, nightlife in Kampala, we still have the best in the East African region. So you don't forget that aspect also for many people, that they are eager to enjoy during the weekend, because they are sure tomorrow there is no waking up to go to work early. So they have some free time there. But all depends also, Sonko, on what your pockets are saying. Because you're not going to enjoy your weekend when your pockets are not that happy. But all said and done, well, we are here just to remind you that you must have a positive mindset. Some people set goals, and right now things may not be moving on very well, but don't go into depression. It's not yet the end of the year, and life does not come to an end when your New Year's resolutions, you reach as far as now peeping into October, and you have literally nothing that you have achieved.
Well, And of course, speaking of achievements, just yesterday, Uganda celebrated or commissioned a new achievement, if so to speak, because yesterday President Yoweri Museveni commissioned the Karuma Hydro Power Plant in Kiriadongo district. Now, this is a 600 megawatts hydropower project, which was constructed by Sino Hydro Corporation Limited, which is a Chinese company. And of course, during the commissioning, President Museveni thanked the government of China for funding the construction of the power plant and acknowledged them for delivering quality work. And for those of you who are following the same report, we were live on UBC giving you the details of the same as it was happening yesterday. But that said, Robert, earlier this week, amongst the toppers of the headlines in Uganda, there is one from the Kampala City Council Authority. First, take us through that before even heading to the new appointments.
Well, like you said, this dominated the affairs of the week, I must say, because remember the incident of Chitezi, where I saw over 30 people die and about 15 who were rescued alive, 200 now, of course, they were dismissed because their homes were totally destroyed by this heap of garbage. Now, His Excellency directed the IGG to investigate. An investigation means at the end of the day you come up with a report. Now, this report indicated criminal negligence of the head of KCCA, the deputy, and the director, Health Services. Now, President Museveni, after receiving this report and made a decision based on facts that were found by a report, dismissed and directed the Minister for Kampala, Hajat Mr. Kabanda, to ensure that they find a replacement acting people in these capacities and also advertise, that then goes back to public service, for suitable candidates to show their interest within a period of 3 months, that we shall have people who are fully in authority to run Kampala Capital City Authority. Now, those that were appointed yesterday, the law required that they must have been working within KCCA, not getting people from outside KCCA. And we saw Nyakana Frank Rusha take on as the executive director. Now, he has been the director legal, but this man, Sonko, has a very rich profile as well, because I was trying to look at, prior to joining KCCA, Rusha served as the executive secretary of the Inter-Party Organization for Dialogue, that is IPOD, a forum that brings together political party leaders of all parties represented in Uganda's parliament. Now, he also served as Democratic Governance Facility, DGF, in different capacities, including as program manager. Look at this profile. The same man holds a Bachelor's of Law from Makerere University. Rusha also had a stint at the Netherlands Institute for Multi-Party Democracy, NIMD, based in Hague, and also worked in several NGOs. He also served in 2003 and 2006. He served as the head of Legal and Public Relations Department at the Uganda Electoral Commission. So he comes with a rich background to work. And remember, after these 3 years, the president, 3 months, the president can even choose. He has the powers to confirm him and others if they perform very well in that position.
Indeed.
So now there is a new head at KCCA, acting. Also is an acting deputy. And we just hope that this 3 months period, we shall see a lot of changes like he promised. And remember, he's been given all the support he needs in far as he's not only acting, but he's taking up all the privileges that were there for. So we'll wait and see if there's something new that will be happening at KCCA. That is at KCCA.
And well, of course, on that same point, you get to also realize that there were 2 other temporary appointments from the Office of the Presidency, which include Sarah Zarango assuming the role of Public Health and Environment, as well as Robert Nowera, who is now taking over the duties of the dismissed engineer, David Luyimbazi, for the role of the Deputy Executive Director. Now, Uncle Bob, at this particular time, before even heading to the news, I wanted to ask a very simple question. Today is World Tourism Day. I need to know, which part of the country have you toured or have you been to on purposes of touring? And which part of the country are you looking forward to visiting anytime soon?
Well, I must say I've toured this country so much under the Bikers Forum because we promote domestic tourism. And a year we have about 3 tours. Now this time in November 15th, we are going to Hoima City. I've been in Hoima before. I've been in Fort Potro, I've been in Gulu, I've been in Arua, I've been in Masaka, I've been in Jinja, I've been in the side of Kasese, Kapchora. I couldn't miss visiting the Sipi Falls. So I've really moved this country, but under that movement, under that group.
Okay.
Yes.
And well, indeed, when it comes to the same situation, Uncle Bob is not only a lover of pets or dogs, but he's a very, very wonderful biker. And amongst the associations that head the bikers in Uganda, you got to realize that he's one of those people who have a say, I should say. So if you ever find him with his Ducati anywhere, please do say hello. I hope he would be having enough time because at the speed at which they normally move.
Sanko, also there's a story that made headlines yesterday, a very interesting one.
Okay.
DP Block endorses Matthias Mpuga for 2026 general elections as their candidate. We've not yet got an award from Matthias Mpuga, but what happened yesterday, they held a function and Samuel Walter Rwegamukaku, who happens to be the head of the DP Block, and many others. I saw the likes of Mike Mabike, Honorable. Now, they say they have brought Mpuga and they want him to battle against Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. What interested me was not even Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, if NRM chooses to endorse him. But there was so much on Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu.
So in simple terms, they are against the opposition.
Now, I saw opposition against opposition,
Instead
but to lead Uganda come 2025. And I was like,
now you're wondering who is the current president in their own eyes.
Yeah, I was like, Nayaroga.
Anyways,
very interesting political, because you see, if you have a common enemy, but then you choose to fight against yourselves, and you have hope of defeating your enemy,
how then will you succeed?
How then will you succeed?
Indeed, bigger questions there.
And
of course,
most of the times, they come up and say, let's join, let's amalgamate forces against Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. By the end of the day, President Museveni is...
But you know, Chirawa, you've lived long enough to understand and also to notice that most of our opposition leaders have never come together to to a genuine understanding or to actually come with one main goal of, let's say, combining and working together for a common aspiration and dream. At times, it's all about personal benefits, if you come to realize.
And some of them are acting like churches of born-agains. You know, not all, but some churches of born-agains, this is how they crop up. You're a pastor in a church that I have a vision to and started. Now, we get some disagreement. You wake up, you start your own church. You get it? Okay. Sometimes even not a distance from me.
Well, that's it, Uncle Bob. I want us to get into the local news this morning and see what has been making headlines away and within the country and what we gathered for you from our news this morning.
Well, we'll begin with President Yoweri Museveni, who commissioned a 600 megawatt Karuma hydroelectric power plant in Kiryandongo district. This costed 1.7 billion US dollars, a facility posed to enhance the country's energy stability and fuel economic growth. President Museveni emphasized the need for continued investment in power generation to ensure future demand does not outpace supply. Third and 93-year-old Reverend Father Domin Grimes, who was the head teacher of Namasagali College, breathed his last on Wednesday, the 25th of September 2024 in Liverpool, United Kingdom, following his legacy of nurturing talent, shaping character and fostering intellect for the 42 years he spent in Uganda. various people in their different calibers, including performing arts, the alumni of Namasagali College, among others, gathered in large numbers at the UNCC headquarters to pay their last respect to the late. Eulogizing through songs, dances by various performing artists was the order of the evening in respect and celebration of the life of this great man. Dr. David Agre Kibenge, the Permanent Secretary for Ministry of Gender, on behalf of government, cited that to know the late was to know empathy, compassion, and coexistence. He urged those who had passed through his hands to keep his legacy living on. A pillar of transformative change in the education sector of this country is what described the late. Other mourners had to say about the late as a man who changed so much how education was being perceived. His body will be laid to rest on Saturday, the 28th of this very month, at Namasagali College in Kamuli district. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Frank Nyakana Rusha, Robert Noweri, and Sarah Zarango were announced as the interim executive directors, deputy director, and director of public health, respectively, for Kampala Capital City Authority. The three directors were disclosed in a meeting convened by the Minister for Kampala, Hajat Misa Kabanda, following a closed-door meeting that decided on the selection. Their appointment in the interim position follows dismissal of top three directors following the IGG's report that faulted them for negligency that led to the death of over 30 people in Chitezi. During the meeting, the Minister for Kampala, Hajat Misa Kabanda, tasked the staff to collaborate with the interim executive to steer continuity at the authority. State Minister for Kampala, Kabuye Chofato Gabye, noted that among the key issues that will be handled in the interim will also include aligning the human resource for adjustment to positive change. All staff have been called upon to remain focused and accept change. Dora Katuram, who represented the head of public service at the meeting, tasked KCCA staff to uphold their and desist from taking their service for granted. Katuram also asked the interim executive not to undermine issues of waste management, staff payment, and accountability. She tasked the interim executive to work towards making KCCA a better place and desist from politicking that has seen the authority in bad records. And finally, from the local scene, the Finance Minister, Matia Kasaija, has declared an 11.5% interest rate for savers at the fund for the financial year 2023-2024. This was during the NSSF's 12th annual members meeting in Kampala. According to the minister, this is a record-breaking interest rate, with the highest payout in interest hitting 2 trillion shillings for the financial year 2023-2024. The National Social Security Fund annual members meeting, which was presided over by the Minister of State for Labor, Employment and Industrial Relations, Davinia Esther Anyakun, revealed impressive growth figures. According to Anyakun, this growth demonstrates stability, progress, and trust in the fund. The Minister for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Matia Kasaija, emphasized that the fund is preserving and growing the value of members' savings, having continuously paid more than 2% above the 10-year average rate of inflation for over a decade. He also declared that the contributors to the fund will receive 11.5% interest rate this year. Over the last 2 years, the fund has grown from 18.56 trillion in the financial year 2022-2023 to 22.13 trillion in the financial year 2023-2024, making an increase of 19.2%. This growth is attributed to the fund's continued investments strategies in fixed income, real estate, and equities.
And well, of course, those who are serving with the fund, I do hope you received some messages yesterday in regards to the 11.5%, an equivalent of 2 trillion Ugandan shillings that is now up to be shared by the savers on the fund. But that said, we now turn our focus onto the international scene. We start off with the Ukraine President Zelensky on his visit to the White House, because the president, that is President up more support ahead of the United States elections in November. The series of Washington D.C. meetings on Thursday came as Zelensky called for more U.S. military aid to his embattled country, regardless of who wins the upcoming vote. Biden and Harris have both pledged continued support to Kiev, while the Republican candidate, former U.S. President Donald Trump, and several vocal members of his party have continually called it into question. Now, the United States will provide Ukraine with the support it needs to win this war, according to President Biden in a statement on Thursday ahead of his White House meeting with Biden. Further pledged to ensure that all funding so far approved for Ukraine is disbursed before he leaves office in 2025, in what he described as a surge in security assistance totaling nearly $8 billion. Israel has displayed calls for a ceasefire with Hezbollah. Is a bombing campaign that has killed more than 700 people in Lebanon since Monday. The White House revealed that the US-led international call for a ceasefire in Lebanon was coordinated with Israel, despite Israel rejecting the proposal. The U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said Washington will continue backing Israel as Tel Aviv secures a new $8.7 billion military assistance package, and this means in Israel's assaults on Gaza. Gaza authorities have announced the inhuman and immoral way Israel treats dead Palestinians after 88 unidentifiable bodies were returned by Israeli authorities. Now, at least 4,534 people have been killed and 92 wounded in Israel's war on Gaza. Now, in Israel, the number killed in the Hamas-led attacks on October 7th is at least 1,139, while more than 200 people were taken into captivity. Turning on the African continent, Sudanese army launched a major offensive against the powerful paramilitary group it is fighting in the country's civil war, targeting areas in the capital it lost at the start of the conflict. Now, in dawn strikes on Thursday, government forces shelled rapid support forces of the RSF bases in the capital Khartoum and Bahri to its north. Now, Sudan has been embroiled in a war since the army and the RSF began a vicious struggle for power in April of 2023, leading to what the UN has called one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. Up to 150,000 people have been killed in the conflict, while more than 10 million people, about a fifth of the population, have been forced from their homes. Now, the military escalation comes despite US-led efforts to broker a ceasefire, which is being discussed on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly this week. Now, the residents of the capital said the artillery and airstrikes started overnight and intensified at dawn, with numerous accounts saying the army crossed key bridges over the River Nile, which had separated government-controlled areas in Omdurman from the regions controlled by the RCF. Well, that does it for our local news and the international news. We now turn onto the press review to see what the papers are reporting this morning, with which we start off with the front page of the New Vision, which is highlighting NSSF, what 11.5% means for workers, with over 2 trillion paid out as interest this time round. Find more details about the same and how the launch, and how the declaration happened yesterday at the Kampala Serena Hotel. Then President Museveni launches 600 megawatt Karuma Dam, a pictorial of the president at the launch yesterday in Kiryadongo district. Then also in the Independence series, how formal education started Uganda at 62. Celebrations will be held in Busia this coming month. Then also tourism sector opportunities as Uganda joins the world to celebrate World Tourism Day. Find the details in the New Vision. And in the Bid magazine, Karungi, the Engma. Read about Shiba Karungi and her preparations for her forthcoming concert. Now, away from the daily, the New Vision, we look at the Daily Monitor. The headline is NSSF versus the rest. What if you invested 100 million shillings in other ventures other than NSSF? There's a huge breakdown of that and what benefits you can gain if at all you are investing with NSSF. A full detailed report with the Daily Monitor. There's a pictorial of the same graphical breakdown as well. Now, in the other news, lower power tariffs knocking on your doors, courtesy of Karuma, says the Daily Monitor. And then big catch for fishermen as government gives green light to Mukene fishing. Also, Parliament plans law that will compel youth to respect elders. It's a huge conversation there. And I'll be asking Robert Chirabo in a few in regards to the same. Now, the 3 new sheriffs at KCCA find more about the temporary appointments. And then in the Scoop magazine, the changing face of show venues. Find out more. Now, off to Kenya, the Daily Nation, the UAE link in Ruto Adani, 485 Kenya shillings billion deals. More details of that. Now, Kalonzo defends Gachagua amid Oster onslaught. And cover-ups fears as Ederasha pupils are buried. How many pupils are those? Find details in the Daily Nation. As the 720 million shillings job scam firm has its license revoked in Kenya. And in education, lecturers, other public varsity staff, and strike. Also, in the family matters, don't force monogamy on me. Christian man wants changes to the law. Oh, interesting report. And then lastly, from our press review, foreign power firm sues Tanzania for 1.3 trillion Tanzanian shillings. And then government assures manufacturers of reliable electricity as Ismila stone pillars, archaeological tourist attraction in Iringa. Find about that in the dailies with the Citizen in Tanzania. Robert, quickly, there's a Christian man who says they should not force monogamy on him.
But if he's a Christian, he should be against polygamy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it.
But when he says don't force monogamy on me, because monogamy means one wife.
Indeed.
Polygamy more than one.
Then he should leave Christianity, that's it.
Because you see some of these things, your faith, though some people say I was born a Christian, but you have a choice. Now,
Okay.
if you are born a Christian and you want to stay a Christian, it is very clear Christianity is all about, if you go for Christian marriage, it is monogamy.
Well, that's it. We do have our inspirational song coming in from the Streams of Life Choir from Kennedy. The song is called Lukusuta. This is arguably one of the biggest, or I should say, the biggest gospel song of the year. Let's have it.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
News as we definitely do, as we normally do here on Good Morning Uganda. But that said, we've had a long week of events and many of the stories that have been rocking the different newsrooms. Not only the newsrooms, but of course, when it comes to social media conversations, many of those stories, and when you look at the toppers of all, has been the situation in KCCA, because it saw the president dismiss the deputy director of KCCA, the deputy executive director, and the executive director herself. And of course, yesterday, we now got news of the new acting executive director and the deputy director. But before we even get into that conversation, let me first of all check on Chirabo Robert Nyonyi Intono to see how he is doing and how prepared he is for the Friday. Good morning, Uncle Bob.
Good morning to you, young lad. How are you doing?
I am doing okay. It's Friday, and we all know what Friday looks like in Uganda. It's always a time for us to get, some free time, head into the weekend, do some fun activities, but pretty much refresh and wait for the for another week.
Well, for me, usually Friday is catching up with friends, but also the weekends is spending some quality time with the family. More so in this time where, if you're a parent, if your children need you more in this era, for you to learn, understand them, and build that relationship. so that you're able to guard them against the storms of this world in this generation. So, but sometimes the weekend also is not a weekend because you don't get time to rest because you're making ends meet here and there. However, nightlife in Kampala, we still have the best in the East African region. So you don't forget that aspect also for many people, that they are eager to enjoy during the weekend because they are sure tomorrow there is no waking up to go to work early. So they have some free time there. But all depends also, Sonko, on what your pockets are saying. Because you're going to enjoy a weekend when your pockets are not that happy. But all said and done, well, we are here just to remind you that you must have a positive mindset. Some people set goals, and right now, things may not be moving on very well, but don't go into depression. It's not yet the end of the year, and life does not come to an end when your New Year's resolutions, you reach as far as now peeping into October, and you have literally nothing that you have achieved.
Well, and of course, speaking of achievements, just yesterday, Uganda celebrated or commissioned a new achievement, if so to speak, because yesterday President Yoweri Museveni commissioned the Karuma Hydro Power Plant in Kiriadongo district. Now, this is a 600 megawatts hydropower project which was constructed by Sino Hydro Corporation Limited, which is a Chinese company. And of course, during the commissioning, President Museveni thanked the government of China for funding the construction of the power plant and acknowledged them for delivering quality work. And for those of you who are following the same report, we were live on UBC giving you the details of the same as it was happening yesterday. But that said, Robert, earlier this week, amongst the toppers of the headlines in Uganda, there is one from the Kampala City Council Authority. First, take us through that before even heading to the new appointments.
Well, like you said, this dominated the affairs of the week, I must say, because remember the incident of Chitezi, where I saw over 30 people die and about 15 who are rescued alive, 200 now, of course, they were dismissed because their homes were totally destroyed by this heap of garbage. Now, His Excellency directed the IGG to investigate. An investigation means at the end of the day you come up with a report. Now, this report indicated criminal negligence of the head of KCCA, the deputy, and the director, Health Services. Now, President Museveni, after receiving this report and made a decision based on facts that were found by a report, dismissed and directed the Minister for Kampala, Hajat Mr. Kabanda, to ensure that they find a replacement acting people in these capacities and also advertise, that then goes back to public service, for suitable candidates to show their interest within a period of 3 months, that we shall have people who are fully in authority to run Kampala Capital City Authority. Now,
is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know. You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Juko.
Yo.
Wachiko. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government. It designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Well, it's a pleasure having you this morning. Thank you very much for sticking around to Good Morning Uganda Friday edition. The hashtag on X is UBC Gmu for those of you who want to follow the proceedings online. And well, of course, for the others that wake up with us, it's indeed a pleasure to have you here on Good Morning Uganda, a show that inspires your mornings, a show that is dedicated to kickstart your morning with news, information and entertainment. Now, tell you what, we're going to have a conversation this morning, and the person I'm having here is a colleague with us as well, Team UBC, and of course, someone who brings stories of different personalities, female personalities, to life. The beauty about media and journalism is we tell the stories. But how best can you tell someone his story? At times, what I do know is that you cannot tell a story more than the person who has come up with. You cannot tell someone his story better than that particular person, if that is the right way to phrase my sentiment here. But that said, this is Good Morning Uganda Friday edition is Newsreel. Our Newsreel this morning is having a special guest from the Super Soul Sisters, a show that airs here on UBC. Well, this time round, we are having a discussion concerning a contest that is up for grabs. And well, we are getting to know more about this. Guess who is joining me this morning? Jamila Oluka from the Super Soul Sisters. Good morning, Jamila.
Good morning, Sonko. How are you?
I am doing okay.
Yeah.
And I want to believe you're doing well as...
Yes, mornings are good when you wake up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know, speaking of Super Soul Sisters, just for my morning viewer here, just give them an understanding of the show, when it airs and what it is all about.
Thank you very much, Sonko, for giving us this opportunity. You know, all UBC shows have different times, but having an early morning is really a privilege for us for us Super Soul Sisters. I am just the host, but we have a big team that we work with. So Super Soul Sisters is basically a women's show. It is a show that is meant to empower women. And how we came about with Super Soul Sisters, we saw that in all the broadcasts that we have at UBC, the segment of women was missing so much. So because of that, my producer came up with that show, and we focus on women mostly. So this particular episode that we are having for Super Soul Sisters, it is aimed at empowering the young ones, because we've been hosting the mature Super Soul Sisters. We've hosted so many people, the VIPs, and then those ladies who have made it in life, those who are struggling, those who have a story to share.
Okay.
So the ones we have now are for those girls who are school going, and then those who are below 24, below 25. Okay. But also Super Soul Sisters airs every Wednesday around 9 p.m. Still on UBC. I repeat on Friday, 11 a.m. And also we have a YouTube. So we encourage people. We don't want to leave anyone behind. We make sure everyone is on float.
Wednesdays 9 p.m. after the news.
Yes.
And 11 a.m. this Friday, meaning
yes,
after
I repeat.
The show here,
yes,
you will
yes.
definitely be able to watch the repeat of Super Soul Sisters. I have a very simple question in regards to Super Soul Sisters. I'm seeing a 3.
Yes.
What is the 3 representing?
Because you see,
One may wonder why is it an S, but
it is the S. You see, like Super Soul Sisters. So instead of just making it ordinary, we wanted to make it unique so that if anybody is to look out for Super Soul Sisters, someone should not be able to fake it. We always have the 3.
Okay.
That is the whole point of having the 3 in it.
Now, speaking of the upcoming contest, one may wonder, what are you looking at? And as the Super Soul Sisters, how did you come up with such an idea of, awarding storytellers?
Now, how we came up with, actually this idea came out like last year.
Okay.
Before I joined the show. But the producer then did have like a force to push it. Okay. So when she told me the idea, I'm like, wow, this is a brilliant idea. And that idea is, as I told you earlier, we've been hosting mature women, and the young girls didn't have opportunity to air out their stories. So this time around we said, let us look at the young girls, and that's how we came up with the pageant. And when we talk about the most inspiring story pageant, people think it's a beauty pageant, but no, even stories are beautiful. Stories are beautiful. That's how we came up with that. And we looked at the young girls. Please, let me tell you, Sonko, it's so amazing. When we put out the advert, so many girls stand out for the auditions at the National Theatre. But we had judges who had a criteria they were following. We wanted stories that do not only end up with tears. People think of most inspiring stories when you cry.
I came from a humble background.
Yeah, crying. But we wanted a story, okay, you have cried, so what next? So
what have you done after crying?
Yeah, what have you done after? So most of the girls we picked about 14 of them who really had very, very good stories. Those ones had they grew up in miserable homes. They have really, really, really devastating stories to talk about, but they have hope. So those are the criteria we looked at. Okay, if Jamila is saying she has grown up, she doesn't have school fees, they are struggling at home, but what do you aim to get? So those were the aspects we're looking at, and that's how we came up with the 14 girls, because each of them had a dream.
Okay.
Yeah.
And out of the 14 contestants that we do have, what are the prizes? Or if you can just break for us the categories under which you're going to be, awarding, and as well, besides the categories, what are you looking at in each category?
So in each category, because we included also the out school, like the ones who have dropped out of school, but they still fall under the age of below 26. Those ones, we are giving them, like, if they have a business they are running, we will support them with the business. Those who are on school going, we are giving them a bursary, because it's always good to give back to the community. And thank God that when we shared this idea with different people, Plan came on board, because Plan Uganda, they deal with adolescents. They help them, those who have dropped out of school, to give them skilling. Those who are brilliant, they give them bursaries. So when we sold the idea to them, they came on board, and they're actually supporting these girls, and we want to thank them so much, because they also brought girls. They helped us also to source out for girls to spread the message, and we managed to get those girls who are real. I'm telling you, Sonko, some of those girls, you hear their stories. Someone gives birth at the age of 13, 14, and then they triumph afterwards. So those are the stories that we managed to get. Plan helped us, and we are working with them also.
Okay, and one of the main reasons as to why some of us engage in contests of this nature of storytelling is not only to inspire people, but also to win some prizes. I need to know,
yeah, of course,
what is there for grabs if at all someone wins? And are we looking at the first winner, or we also have other prizes depending on the number one collects?
No. You see, for us as Super Soul Sisters, we don't believe in losers. We believe all of them are winners. Let me tell you, it takes someone courage to come and share their story. It takes, especially women, we are naturally laid back, and especially if you've not got broad education, somehow you get laid back because of the society, stereotypes and what. So the prizes we are giving a bursary to the best, the winner, because we have those who are at university, those who are in senior 6. So we are looking out for, because we have put votes. We are not the ones voting. They are voting for them.
The viewer
yes,
voting and
when
their
people
own
read the stories, because we wrote all these stories, we put them on africavote.com. So if your story is voted as the best, that's how we go with it. So that person wins a bursary. If they're in senior 6, we will make sure that at least they complete university. We connect them with sponsors. Then the second person also gets a prize. And then the third person also gets the prize. So we have 3 of them. But even all the girls who have who have participated in the contest, we're going to be giving them prizes because, you know, these are girls we need to encourage. You can't just tell someone to go like that.
Indeed, let's get into the roadmap of the entire contest. When is it ending, and how then does a viewer of Super Soul Sisters get to follow up with the daily updates of the same?
Now, as I told you, we have a program which runs every Wednesday, 9 p.m. So in every program, we keep encouraging people to watch Super Soul Sisters. And then that's where we give our updates. Then also, we have a YouTube channel as UBC and as Super Soul Sisters, where we keep updating like what we are doing. But also, we've share the message in different platforms, TikTok, Twitter.
Because I'm seeing a TikTok clip
exactly,
playing.
And also here you see you're giving us a platform because you see we work as a team because teamwork brings out very good results other than just working alone. So we get to, in all social medias, we are trying to share as much as we can. That's what we are doing right now.
Okay, and the finale, I need to know the grand finale, so that we can know the clear roadmap. Some of us want to be part of the finale and watch and see who is walking away with this scholarship.
Okay, so so far where we are right now is trying to get people to support us, because we are done with auditions. We have put these girls into training. We are going to train them to empower them. I think next month we are rolling out a training. Those whom we have picked from the many that applied, that came for the auditions, we are going to train them in different, like public speaking, skilling, connecting them to these NGOs that really help girls, especially a girl child. And then afterwards, we wait for them, because you know kids break out of school before I think 16th. So we put 14th December to be the grand finale, because we want these girls to be supported by their schools. We've sent letters to their schools so that if Jamila is coming from, let's say, Chitende, the whole school comes to support them on that day. So the finale is going to be on 14th at Nakasero Amphitheater.
Okay, I love the fact that you've mentioned about giving room to the young girls to also tell their stories, not only focusing on the older women. I wonder though, what is the average age of our contestants that we have? Because I'm seeing the faces look very young.
They are actually young. We have our youngest contestant is 13 years. Okay. She's in senior 1. And then the oldest is about 25. Okay. 25. The one who like got out of school and then she got into other things that really devastating situations. So she's with Plan. But most of them are between 13, we have 13, we have 14, we have 16, 17,
so
16,
you have
18.
Teenagers in there, and
we
those
have
in
teenagers
their early
and
20s.
we have 4 girls from university. 22, 23,
And Jamila, continuously in regards to inspiring the young women out there, we've grown up in a society where patriarchy and male chauvinism has become so dominant in every aspect of life. However, I should admit that with the rise of modernization, the exposure so many women have got and the access to education, things have changed and the generation is changing. But on your side of things, where do you think we are still lacking as a country and as society?
You see, when you talk about the way Africans are set, like the patriarchy stuff and the women being dominated by men, it is actually true. We are still lacking the driving force, women to come out. That's why we put such shows. It is very hard for a woman to come out to tell their stories because of the stereotypes that are attached to it, the stigma. Like now we've had girls who had to go into prostitution as early as 13 years. So the stigma that is attached to them, people never believe that once a woman has gone through a lot, they think they cannot change. So we are still lacking in acceptance of women to take power. It's still a challenge. We are still fighting with the male domination in there. But also confidence. Women still lack confidence. Very few women have confidence to come and stand and talk. because that's one of the things that, as a host, that's one of the main things I realized with these girls, all through, from the 13 years up to the ones who are in university.
Story, but
yes, but the articulation, the confidence of coming out to tell their story, they feel like I should keep some things, and yet actually, when we train them and tell them, you know what, you have to tell the story the way it is, don't edit it. That's when we got the best stories. And also, still in the side of confidence, women are still shy, especially when men are there. Some of them do not want to tell their stories. They feel comfortable when they are talking to fellow women. Yeah, there's still that aspect.
Okay, and indeed, talking about the fear that women have clearly shows you that men are always in the picture. Many young girls are afraid or intimidated.
Yeah.
But as much as I know is that with the continuous shows of the Super Soul Sisters and the various NGOs that are leading conversations for women empowerment, the element of confidence and building self-esteem amongst the young girls is something that is being upheld everywhere I go lately. And you get to realize that the generation is doing the right things as well. And let me pick your parting shots, Jamila. In regards to the contest, then also reminding my viewer this morning about the Super Soul Sisters. And then after the contest, what next for these girls? Rather, what next? Is there any other thing you're cooking in the kitchen for us as Super Soul Sisters?
Oh my God, we have a lot, Sonko. We have a lot. We are just starting.
Okay.
We are just starting. Last year we had one for in school, and this one we are just starting. You know, when you're giving birth to a baby starts from the womb. So we cooked the baby. The baby is coming out. It's, you know, we have a lot. For now, we are just doing with the girls who are at school and a bit of those that are out of school. But let me tell you, this is just the starting. We want the thing to be yearly. Like we want to have yearly contestants coming out. Because this one is just a pioneer. And I believe that once this one, people get to know about it, many girls will come. And trust me, we will be able to help. Like, you know, the beauty about change is, even if you can just help 10 people out of 100, you have done something. So we our roadmap is, this is the first episode, let's say, the first group. Next year we want to do another one. And also we, from plan and actual advisors, that we also need to look at those who are really not at school. We don't only concentrate on school and those who know English. So we also have a plan of bringing the girls those who dropped out of school, regardless of their capability of speaking English. We will just look at the local, whatever they can, in whichever way they can express themselves, we shall let them do the local language, and then we shall do the translation. We're also looking out for those young girls. And then we also want, we have a lot, we also want to have the mature women come out to tell their stories, not just the ones who just come on air, but we're also looking out to empower other women. Like we did a KCCA. I don't know, people, you can go on our YouTube channel and watch. Actually, we had we hosted women of KCCA around April there. So we give platform to all those people, regardless of your capability of speaking English. We also have those shows. So we have that. Right now we have the young girls. We are going to have out of school, and then we will keep having yearly like that.
Well, and there you have it from Jamila Luka, who is the host of the Super Soul Sisters. Please do note, Super Soul Sisters is one of the most well-produced shows in the country. If you ever have the chance to look at the picture quality as well, the choice of the production sets, and you'll definitely understand it's really a show that helps women tell their stories. Women love comfortable spaces and beautiful spaces. Well, the Super Soul Sisters comes to you on UBC every Wednesday at 9 p.m. and the repeat is, the repeats of the same show do air on Friday at 11 a.m. Meaning, today do not change your channel. If at all you've never had a glance of the same, please become a viewer starting from today. Of course, we were discussing about an idea that was started and bred last year in regards to the crowning the best inspiring stories from these young girls, and the contestants are 14. with which the winner will walk away with a scholarship amongst other goodies out there. But unless you watch the show, you will not be getting the update. So please do watch, follow on YouTube as well as other social media platforms, including TikTok. But when we do return after the break here on Good Morning Uganda Friday edition, we have some entertainment. And the entertainers that we are having is R&B Nation and MC Enox. These are gospel musicians. We're getting you some entertainment and gearing you for the weekend. Need I say more? Stick around. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources, such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m., it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by.
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo,
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubi Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. But what you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
That were appointed yesterday, the law required that they must have been working within KCCA, not getting people from outside KCCA.
Nozukuka matumbi olusi nosule njala gotade ku mugongo enkuba nekuba wena lwalanga nga sente tewali mama otulo netubula wakera nga siko lulusa nonoga ebombo nekayaya Chala Bagwana chimuamula Echitiwa Oh mama Abachala Bagwana chimuamula Echitiwa Abachala Baba kwa mula ne balekawo mama nakaba nalumwa ngachokola tewaliwo mama mama umenipa uzima mapenzi yake nanitosha mama machozi machoni unifutwa machozi yangu mama oyo muzira Bagwanira chitiwa Yabachala basira Bagwanira chitiwa Mama you're so original Mama you're dependable Mama you're so original You're dependable Oh mama Yabachala Bagwana chimuamula Yechitiwa Oh mama Yamachala Bagwana chimuamula Yechitiwa mama
Yes. And I did mention that I have gospel artists. Just a simple correction. I have raga artists, raga and R&B. R&B, and I'm going to ask what they're doing, the type of music they do. I don't want to mess around with the terms of the type of genre they are doing. But this is Good Morning Uganda Friday edition. With me in studio, I do have R&B Nation and MC Enox, and by the choice of their dress code, you can easily know who is the MC Enox, because as the Rastafarian world, normally the MCs back in the day used to wear to have some dreadlocks on their heads. But that said, welcome on board, and this is the time where we get into that bit of entertainment, and well, it is the same time where we get various entertainers, bit comedians, a bit musicians, bit instrumentalists, to just spice up your weekend so that you, our viewer, gets to be inspired. Now let me check on them to see how they are doing and how they came up to to do this type of music, and of course, which type of music are they doing? Then the other bigger question is, how do they link up and become a duo? Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me start off with MC Enox, the Rastafarian on the team. Good morning. Please say hello to the viewer.
Allow me to take my greetings to all those who are watching UBC TV right now. By names of MC Enox alongside my man R&B Nation. Yeah, we are here like to perform, to show what we are doing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But that said, I also have R&B Nation. R&B Nation, you're welcome to Good Morning Uganda Friday edition. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay. And besides that, I need to know, how do the two of you link up? How did you get to understand that you can do music together?
Generally, I've been a songwriter before. Okay. So I've been doing music before, but generally not commercial music. But after some time, I meet my brother here. We used to be friends before doing soccer.
Okay.
And it was like, we can do something better, you know. So I came along and we did something better.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when was that? Which year are we speaking about? Was it in school? Or?
No, we started last year.
Okay.
Yeah, we started doing music last year. Yeah, and here we are.
Okay. And which type of music do the both of you perform?
We generally do R&B music. We do reggae.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many songs have you been able to produce over the past month since you started your musical journey?
We have a couple of music. Though we are pushing 2 so far.
Okay.
But we have a couple of music on our YouTube channel.
And speaking of Mama, the song that has played and brought us into this bit of the show segment, who came up with the idea and what inspired the production of that song?
I came up with the idea, but again we had to sit together and formulate something better.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me get back to MC Enox. MC, what inspired you to join the music industry?
To join music industry? I personally, I like music.
Okay.
Yeah, I personally, I like music. That's why I always try my level best to be in the thing, to be a part of it.
Okay.
Because I like it.
And well, of course, since they like what they're doing and we as Good Morning Uganda also love what we are doing, I'm going to leave the set for them to perform for you the best of what they have to offer this Friday. And if you do like the music, when I do return after the performance, we shall be getting to know how you can link, how you can get to them, how you can contact them, how you can collaborate with them, and also how you can get their numbers so that they can perform for you. That is, if at all you love the music they are yet to perform. This is Good Morning Uganda Friday edition. MC Enox and R&B Nation here this Friday.
Oh, yeah. Baby, ndabye manji baby mumutima gwe wawamba nikabye manji baby amaziga gwagasangula omutima ogwaminika baby yegwagutunga itanteke akaweka ku mikono gyo nkwanjule mazima mazima, yeah. Oh baby, I wanna marry you. Oh, kwagala nyo, yeah. Oh baby, I wanna marry you. Kwagala nyo, nyo, nyo. Oh baby, I wanna marry you. Yeah, kwagala nyo, yeah. Oh baby, I wanna marry you. Panze subi baby kwagala mama mama yeah helelo kankukube embaga makula bang 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 unshakable stoppable my love is to you unshakable shakeable shakeable yeah unshakable stoppable my love to you baby girl now I believe simo wange kwenjagala kwagala nyo 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 oh mami I wanna marry you kwagala nyo kwagala nyo 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 kwagala nyo nyo oh mami I wanna marry you kwagala nyo nyo nyo
Now this one is for the Valentines, yeah?
For the lovers in the house.
We go crazy on it. Say,
baby, otunula buomi. Ondetero buswandi. Leka kufula sikali.
Oli sukali
mukachai. Here no true feeling. Eleka ne meaning. Singing on the shiringi.
Ya mugamba.
Kati
kusaba.
He be my Valentine. The one and only girl. Hear me sana nechiro. Hear me sana nechiro. Bambi kusaba. I be my Valentine. The one and only girl. Hear me sana nechiro. Hear me sana nechiro. Ize nawe ituli fitting. You're my everything. Ituli fitting. Manambe mu
tikati kusaba
manambe mu
timbobele
manambe mu nawe tima Valentine yeah be manambe mu
kati kusaba
manambe mu
baby obele
manambe mu
manambe mu
ma Valentine be manambe mu
kati kusaba
manambe mu
baby obele
manambe mu nawe ma Valentine be manambe mu oh my baby
we go crazy on party
be manambe mu baby mama be manambe mu yeah guno kwekuwa not physical but romantical and my love for you so spiritual incredible tika kwagale zijeyo amakulu kwagala bembi bambi neno kwagala ate ngabyadala yeah irubirizi rwange magumba gange omubiri gw'omubere gwange yegwe baby irubirizi rwange magumba gange
you're my Valentine
ize nawe ituli fitting you're my everything ituli fitting kati manambe mu
tikati nkusaba gwe
manambe mu
baby obele
manambe mu nawe
ma Valentine manambe mu
manambe mu
girl
ma Valentine
manambe mu
manambe mu nawe ma Valentine be manambe mu
be manamba wow.
No, yeah. This one is called Final. Yeah.
Okay, my final part will go crazy.
Shit. Mama, final.
Finally,
I wanna put a ring on your finger.
Racing.
Ti baby nawe olina manyi aganfuga iyo mutima gwange yegwa kufuga ebiroto byange yegwa bijuna oh no yegwa bijuna
kusubiza omukwano munjo gutaligwawo
abebigambo baleka abo tobafanako
bafati mu kutulaba nga tetuli wamu
olwo nno bogere ate nga tebazikiza
nze nkusaba ti mu mukwano tobawuliza
abebigambo baleka abo tobawuliza tibaleke baby baleke nze nawe tuli final tiwe bale kitukiriza finally nze nawe kiri final tiwe bale kitukiriza finally finally guno mukwano tugutongote forever yeah ize nkweyagalire kati mubongo onjeno mubongo baliwa bamega akendo baby zonkole chejo mama ekimuli tange ekimuli sa gwe kimuli baby gwe kimuli nana musana gwange okunjakira musana dagala baby okunjakira nana edagala lyange erimponya gwe dagala chikolo dagala ichola manti food the final baby Inze nawe chili final baby webale chitukiliza final Inze nawe chili final baby webale chitukiliza final Inze nawe chili final mama niwe bale chitukiriza finale nawe chifinale igwe webale chitukiriza finale kano kabo boka
abakuzi boka kabanyumire bagambe
Arabi Nation again Enox Casey again.
Mama,
Enoye Abani music
again. Ogwalelo.
Ngatoni nate kuangala. Omukwano ngatoni nate kuangulwa. Abalelo. Bagala mwakasente. Atalina. Atafumita lindazi. Komyaga gantu bolero. Komye byebintu byo. Woboga tonjagala njagala nga wendi komyaga bintu byonono komyaga gantu go omukwano tegutundwa tegusubulwa
mugambe let's go
nze siri futuboloze
bityo abaisikolose ono neza
ono njagala tulabu siri futuboloze bityo abaisikolose ono mama njagala tulabu nze siri futuboloze bityo abaisikolose
ono neza
ono njagala tulabu mama siri futuboloze Kyoba bicyclose, oh no, no, no. Oh no, ulira boti, Shay. Ma, Shay, you tell I love you, yeah. She said I love you too. Ichoka kurimbanti.
Timunga kuchanga, na 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 na.
You tell her I love you.
Nga kurimbanti, I love you too.
Rachi mutulimba mama mama gwe komya gaga tugolelo igwe komya nebintu byo woboga matonja baby njagala nga wendi igwe komya bintu byo iyaga tugo omukwano tegutundwa tegusubulwa
yamugamba
ize
siri futuboloze oba bicyclose ono nejama tinjagala njagala siri futuboloze oba bicyclose ono
mama
se ono
njagala true love siri futuboloze
yamugamba oba bicyclose ono mugambe nti
oyagala true love wetoli futubolo oba bicyclo
and there you have it with our guest performers this Friday. That is R&B Nation and MC Enox, who have been giving us the bit of the entertainment for the past 20 minutes. You, our dear viewer, who is out there, it is now back to you in regards to the performance that we've had from these two. But let me just say goodbye to them. But before that, let me check on their social media platforms and then how you can get their music. So gentlemen, how does my viewer get your music? And if at all they want you to perform on an event of theirs, how can they contact you?
You find our music on YouTube. That is Urban Music, MC Enox, and R&B Nation.
Okay. And then which other social media platforms
are there? On YouTube is at MC Enox,
okay.
R&B Nation Official.
Oh, okay. And the contacts?
My number runs 0742480
Well, there you have it. R&B Nation as well as MC Enox, who have been giving us the bit of the entertainment. And in regards to the same, to you, our dear viewers, stick around to Good Morning Uganda, because when we do return after the break, we have more coming along, including some movie recommendations. Why not? Stick around. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources, such as inspirational profiles.
Having disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m., it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by.
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo,
you can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21#. And select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
We'll be back from the break, and here we are with our movie recommendations of the weekend. I am one lover of good movies, and I love horrors. Over the years, I have been fighting the spirit of watching them in the night, and I can comfortably say I am no longer traumatized by any image that I see in the horror movies. But amongst our movie recommendations this weekend, we look at different types of movies that we have for you, including Speak No Evil. Now, coming up in our number one movie recommendation is Speak No Evil, which is an American psychological horror film written and directed by James Watkins. Now, this is a remake of the 2022 Danish film of the same name. This film is starring star names like James McAvoy, Mackenzie Davis, Aisling Francois, there is Alexi Westleffler, Dan Ho, and Scott McNairy. It has a plot which is following an American family who are invited to stay at a remote farmhouse of a British couple for the weekend. Now, the hosts soon begin to test the limits of their guests as the situation escalates. Now, Jason Blum serves as a producer through his Blumhouse Productions banner. And when you look at Speak No Evil, it premiered at the DGA Theatre in New York City on September 9th, 2024, and was released in the United States by the Universal Pictures on September 13th, 2024. Now, this film received generally positive reviews from critics and has grossed $43 million worldwide against a budget of just $15 million, meaning very profitable. Check out the trailer.
We can get you. No, we'll just be a minute.
We can't let on. Yeah? We can't look stressed or scared. We just have to go out there and be completely normal.
This is my husband, Ben.
I'm Patrick Feld. This is my wife, Kira. You have to come and visit us. The West Country, really, it's beautiful. Yeah, that'd be great.
It's so quiet around here. Do you even have any neighbors?
Agnes, love, you have to eat your vegetables. Maybe don't chew with our mouths open.
Please, could you stop telling my daughter what to do?
You don't criticize other people's children. You should say sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, Louise.
Louise, is there anything you'd like to say? Cold water therapy, proven to boost the immune system.
And we didn't bring our swimsuits.
Oh, that's all right. You can keep your knickers on.
You shouldn't be shy, Louise. You've got a great body.
Oh, thank you.
I've always wanted a family like yours.
Mom, something's not right with him.
No! What is wrong with you? I want to pack up the car, and I want to leave now.
Oh, no. That is really bad luck. I know we can both be...
A bit much. They're gonna kill us. What? He went dead.
Mom?
Out here. You're either predator or you're prey.
I need you to be brave.
Well, while on holiday in Italy, American couple Louisa and Ben Dalton and their preteen daughter Agnes meet their best friend, free-spirited British couple Paddy and Ciara, and their son, and back home in London. Now, Louisa and Ben are at odds over Benny's unemployment and Louise's infidelity, and a letter arrives from Paddy and Ciara inviting the Daltons to their remote farmhouse in the countryside. Now, the family decides to go, hoping that the change of scenery will be good for them and for Agnes, who has anxiety, and it is attached to a suffered rabbit toy. That's part of the plot of this entire movie. This is a movie that you really need to look out for. Speak No Evil, having premiered on the 9th of September 2024 in New York City at the DGA Theatre, and was released in theaters by Universal Pictures on September 13th, 2024. Speak No Evil. should be a movie you can look out for there. Now, away from that, our second movie recommendation is The Crow, which is a 2024 superhero film directed by Rupert Sanders from a screenplay by Zach Bylin and William Schneider. Now, a reboot of the Crow film series. It's in its 5th film in the franchise, and it's the second film after the 1994 film to adopt the 1989 comic book series by James Overr. The film is starring Bill Skarsgård as Eric, the Crow, a man who's resurrected to avenge the death of himself and his girlfriend, played by FKA Twins. Now, this film entered development in December 2008, with Stephen Norrington stating that he would write and direct a reinvention of The Crow. It entered a complicated production process with various directors, the screenwriters, and cast members attached at various points. Now, the filmmakers, Norrington, Juan Carlos Fresnadillo, Javier Gutierrez, and Corinne Hardy were initially signed to direct, while Bradley Cooper and Luke Evans, Jack Hoston, and Jason Momoa were also cast as Eric during various points in the development. Now, Skarsgård was announced as Eric in April 2022, along with Sanders as director. Filming began in July, occurring in Prague and Pissens near Munich of Germany. Let's have the trailer.
When someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes something so bad happens that the soul cannot rest. Until you put the wrong things right. You were given the power of a god. But you're running out of time to save her. I'm gonna kill them. Every single one of them. And killed you? Yeah, you did.
We have a problem. He came for us.
First impulse. Anger. It's not anger. It's love. Look at what you've become. You know that love promises only pain.
Well, that is the movie The Crow. Now, looking into the plot of the same movie, you get to realize that Eric, an addict with a troubled childhood, struggles with life and nightmares at a rehabilitation center. Shelley, a musician with similar issues, receives a video on her cell phone from her friend Zadie that incriminates Vincent Roig, a crime lord posing as a musical aristocrat. Now, choosing to save the video, despite knowing he's possessing it, would lead to her death. Now, Shelley attempts to go into hiding, but it's immediately pursued by Rogue's henchmen, and then they break their pursuit when Shelley is arrested for drug possession. Now, Zadie is captured and interrogated by Rogue. He reveals that centuries earlier he had made a pact with the devil to send innocent souls to hell in exchange for eternal life. And he forces Zadie to kill herself by whispering incantations in her ear. Shelley is sent to the same rehab center where Eric is situated. Then the two become smitten with each other and bond over time. Now, with that, when Marian, Rogue's right-hand woman, suddenly appears by the institution, Shelley panics and convinces Eric to help her escape. Now, they take refuge in the vacant home of one of Shelley's friends, and the two quickly fall in love and attempt to live a carefree life together, but are soon found by Rogue's men and murdered. Well, I have some scary movies for you this weekend. And The Crow is one of those that you can look into, as well as Speak No Evil. Now, lastly, with our movie recommendation of the morning, we look at Section 36. Now, Section 36 is a 2024 Indian Hindi language crime thriller, which is directed by Aditya Nibalkar and written by Bodahayan and produced by Madok Films and Geo Studios. Now, it stars Vikrant Masse, Deepak Dobriyai, and Akash Khurana, and it's based on the 2006 Noida serial murders. And let's first check out this trailer.
इस विश्व को इसका सबसे बड़ा मूल मंत्र दिया था।
सर, आपको चॉकलेट पसंद है ना?
ये मेरे लिए?
हाँ बेटा, आपके लिए।
इस 1686 में न्यूटन ने इस विश्व को इसका सबसे बड़ा मूल मंत्र दिया था, थर्ड लॉ ऑफ मोशन। एवरी एक्शन हैज एन इक्वल एंड ऑपोजिट रिएक्शन। ये राजीव कैंप है और वो सेक्टर 36।
राजीव कैंप से बच्चे आज से तो लुप्त नहीं हो रहे हैं। ये कार्यक्रम तो सालों से चल रहा है। वैसे आपके घर भी बेटी है क्या?
क्या करेगा जानते?
मेरी खुद की बेटी है 6 साल की, गांव में। बड़ी चिंता होती है उसकी। जिसकी जाती है वही जानता है, नहीं?
ये तो कौन?
बाप है ना, बाप है ना, पकड़ के लाई।
पूछो भाई, टाइम नहीं है।
ये मिसिंग चिल्ड्रन केसेस को ड्रॉप कर दो।
Well, looking into the plot of this particular one, a previously corrupt and ignorant cop, Ram Charan Padey, decides to confront the serial killer Prem Singh after several children go missing following a near assault on his own daughter, exposing the dark underbelly of the city. Now, the film was announced in June 2022. The principal photography of the film commenced in June 2023, and it had its world premiere at the 15th Indian Film Festival of Melbourne on 18th of August 2024, and it premiered on Netflix on 13th September 2024. And well, that does it for our movie recommendations. Now, when we do return, we talk matters World Tourism Day. How are the celebrations gearing up in Kasese? Stick around for more. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish Development Model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real.
I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko.
I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The Parish Development Model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better.
PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world. holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Maskari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, every story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
So it's my singular honor and pleasure to officially launch the World Tourism Day Caravan and the Explore Rwenzori campaign. Thank you and may you have fun.
Back at the time when one used to experience hiccups or kaskonda, in most cases it was known to be, there was a myth rotating around the same, that you're either being discussed somewhere. I've been having it in the past 5 minutes, so I'm wondering who is watching and talking about me. But that said, today is the World Tourism Day. And Nyakasanga grounds in Kasese is where Uganda is going to be having the tourism. So World Tourism Day 2024, tourism and peace is what we are looking at as the theme this year, meaning enhancing tourism and at the same time looking at the element of peace is something that is being looked at this very year. So for you as someone who has been to, to any tour destination in Uganda, I think when we talk about tourism and at the same time upholding peace, you pretty much get to understand. Now, 27th of September every year is celebrated as World Tourism Day. And on such a day, we get to look back at the efforts the government, through the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, has been able to do to ensure that they promote Uganda's tourism. Now, over the years, the ministry, together with the Uganda Tourism Board, have been pivotal in ensuring that Ugandans get to explore Uganda. We've always been having taglines like Visit Uganda. We've also had taglines like Explore Uganda, which is currently the same tag that is being used all over. Of course, we've seen different movements by the different campaigns of Explore Uganda by the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities. Over the last few months, we've seen Explore West, Explore Northern Uganda. And well, of course, these are all initiatives geared towards promoting Uganda's tourism industry. Now, when you also look at the various destinations that the Uganda Airlines is adding onto its various routes, making 16 routes as of this week with the just concluded launch to Harare and Lusaka of Zambia. Those are 16 destinations. And of course, preaching about Uganda's tourism is also one of the cores of Uganda Airlines. And besides taking different tourists all over Africa, but there is also that element of pushing Ugandan culture on the aircrafts and as well as while landing in and out of the country, rather while landing in the country. But that said, looking into the first update that we've received of the World Tourism Day celebrations, yesterday at the National Theatre, you get to realize Honorable Martin Mugara was flagging off a number of digital influencers, journalists, tourism enthusiasts, tourism private sector players who headed to Kasese yesterday ahead of today's celebrations. Now, amongst the other people who are leading the sending off of the various Ugandans who are in Kasese currently included musician Moses Sali, also known as Bebe Cool. Then there's Alien Skin, who are among those who also flagged off as well, and also the communications person from the office of the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities. Now, I want to take you through some of the activities that happened yesterday, because yesterday there were a series of football matches between institutions and agencies like the Private Sector Foundation of Uganda, the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, Police Uganda, and the Uganda Tourism Board. And of course, many of the people of Kasese enjoy the experience that was in Kasese, or that is likely to also be pushed out even today. Now, besides that, I don't know if you've been able to visit Kasese or visit various areas in Uganda, but on such a day, we continue to preach and remind everyone that tourism is something that starts with myself, you, and anyone close to you. That you can look at how many types of tourism we have here, the potential Uganda's tourism has in regards to cultural tourism, in regards to religious tourism, and also looking into the other aspect of wildlife tourism. And then there is that environmental tourism, where you can easily go out there and preserve the environment. Conserving the environment is very pivotal as well. But besides that, Kasese is one that is being looked at this time around with the potential it has in regards to the various tourism destinations. I've been also going through my gallery to check out and see the various destinations that I've been to, and of course I'm continuing to challenge myself onto going out to explore Uganda even more. But besides that, looking at the theme tourism and peace, you get to understand that without peace or without security, there is no way tourism can prevail, or there is no way tourism is likely to grow in a given country. And well, Uganda has been over the years working on that element of ensuring that peace is pivotal in the country, and also safeguarding different game parks. Just recently, we had a conversation with the communications person from the Uganda Wildlife Authority, speaking about the national parks and poaching and the efforts that are geared towards putting an end to poaching. You get to realize that this is also a conversation that we need to continuously have as a country, because if you're talking peace, it is not only for those living close to some of these tour destinations, but how safe and how peaceful are these destinations? If at all it is a let's say game park or a game reserve, how peaceful is it? Is it creating a good environment for the animals? And if at all it isn't, how then can we ensure that this peace prevails? These are some of the conversations we need to be having all through. These are some of the topics of discussion that are going to continue being held in the world of tourism. And over the years as well, Uganda's tourism industry has been growing. And speaking of tourism, we have so many players. We have the hotels and hospitality industry, which earns off directly and indirectly. We have the transportation industry, which is also very pivotal in the tourism sector in Uganda. Security, very pivotal. Health, priority. And when it also comes to the growth of the domestic tour operators in the country, in the past 4 years, there has been a tremendous growth in domestic tourism, with the various domestic tourism operators trying to enhance tourism by spicing it up with a bit of entertainment, adding a bit of, some music onto various tours. And well, I think the first space for many of the Ugandans who reside in Kampala when it comes to tourism is visiting Jinja. And if at all you've not visited Jinja, maybe you can give yourself the chance to go and visit this weekend. But also Kampala has got so many tour sites and so many tourism destinations. And of course, just like Irene Allen Namisango does here from Monday to Thursday to give you highlights of those tour sites. You can check out the Gaddafi Mosque in Kampala. You can go out to the to the Uganda Museum. There's also a space here at the Kampala Sheraton where you can easily go and discover more about Kampala, get to understand the various heritage of the country. But besides that, you can as well head to the Uganda Matters Museum in Namugongo. All of these are giving you these are relevant examples when it comes to Uganda's tourism within the capital here. There's also the Uganda Wildlife Education Center, the formerly zoo in Entebbe, and also you can go and visit the Kabaka's Palace in Mengo. All of these are rich in culture and the heritage as well. So it is World Tourism Day, and as we're celebrating World Tourism Day, it is very important and it will be very mindful of you to go out and tour tour any destination of your choice this weekend. You can of course think about places that fit in the affordability of your that are affordable to you rather as an individual, so that at least along the way you can say you explored Uganda. Let us not only focus on exploring countries that we dream of without even fully exploring our own country, but also as we're exploring the Uganda, please do note that you have to create peace and an environment that is peaceful for everyone out there. But besides that, now let me get into the program of the day before we head into the other segments on the show. Now, looking into the today's program of the World Tourism Day in Kasese, according to the program that has been released in the morning, once we are done here on air, it will be a march past with the invited guests. Then there will be performances by culture troupe and schools. Then there will be the arrival of the guest of honor. Then there will be a tour of the exhibitors, because there are quite a number of tour of exhibitions. There are quite a number of exhibitors, especially private sector players in the tourism industry, and of course also those in the government. And then at the same time, the ceremony is officially expected to start with a prayer at around 11 a.m. Speeches, entertainment are likely to come up, and the entire celebrations are anticipated to come to a closure at 4 p.m. East African Standard, 4 p.m. Ugandan time. And that said, we shall be giving you more details here on UBC TV in regards to whatever is happening from Kasese and any developments from Uganda's tourism industry. Stick around. Good morning. Coming up is Ruben Pima with the latest from the world of sports.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick Topic of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources, such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m., it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by. You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Improving eyesight involves adopting healthy habits and practices that support overall eye health. While these suggestions may not guarantee significant improvements, they can contribute to maintaining good eye health. Number 1, eat a nutrient-rich diet. Consume foods rich in vitamins A, C, and E, as well as minerals like zinc and copper. These nutrients support eye health and may help prevent age-related vision problems. Foods like carrots, spinach, kale, and fish are beneficial. Number 2, stay hydrated. Proper hydration is essential for overall health, including eye health. Drink an adequate amount of water each day. Number 3, protect your eyes from UV rays. Wear sunglasses that block UV rays to protect your eyes from harmful sun exposure. Prolonged UV exposure can contribute to cataracts and other eye issues. Number 4, follow the 20-20-20 rule to reduce eye strain from prolonged screen time. Follow the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for at least 20 seconds. Number 5, maintain a healthy lifestyle. Regular exercise, not smoking, and maintaining a healthy weight are factors that contribute to overall well-being, including eye health. Number 6, get adequate sleep. Ensure you get enough quality sleep, as lack of sleep can contribute to eye fatigue and strain. Number 7, limit screen time. Reduce prolonged exposure to digital screens. If you work on a computer, take regular breaks to rest your eyes. Number 8, quit smoking. Smoking is linked to an increased risk of age-related macular degeneration and cataracts. Quitting smoking can improve overall eye health. Number 9, manage stress. Chronic stress can contribute to eye strain. Practice stress management techniques such as meditation, yoga, or deep breathing exercises. Number 10, regular eye exams. Schedule regular eye exams with an eye care professional. Regular checkups can help detect any issues early on. Number 11, stay hygienic. Practice good hygiene to prevent eye infections. Avoid touching your eyes with unwashed hands. Number 12, use proper lighting. Ensure adequate and comfortable lighting when reading or working to reduce eye strain. It's important to note that while these practices support eye health, they may not reverse existing vision problems. If you experience significant changes in your vision or have concerns about your eyesight, consult with an eye care professional for a thorough examination and appropriate advice. This program is produced by Sani Productions, powered by UBC TV, inspiring Uganda.
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's a secret?
Have you heard of the Paris movement of PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
And we saw Nyakan.